pouring out my soul and it might sound crazy. A lot of falling outs helped me build foundation. Never had a lot, this is all I need. People never care till it's R.I.P. Niggas turn their back on me for no good reason. Never had a lot, this is all I need. Lost individuals is all I see. Grab the top spot like part of my reach. Woke up one day and it was all on me. If it comes down, it's gonna fall on me. Lot of 42 on the flights I'm taking. Long way down from the heights I'm chasing. Just
every second, every minute.
Go Gina, go Gina. Yo, what is up, guys? On my YouTube live, I just realized I cannot be playing music through YouTube. Alright, guys, so we're live on YouTube as well. I do apologize for the crazy music in the beginning, but we're gonna be taking some nice trades today. I already did trade earlier in the morning. I swung a gold long last night. Did end up hitting stop loss, but here is micro crude oil, which I'm thinking about taking a potential breakout. Of course, we gotta wait patiently for an actual breakout. I do expect some type of pullbacks first before we get a breakout, because there's no way we're gonna get straight push, pullback, push, and a push. You know, it gotta breathe a little bit. Maybe give it a little bit of a pullback again. So I'm gonna be watching that one for breakout above for sure, guaranteed. And gold. Gold also looks pretty strong. It's just holding above this fib. And I hate when markets at all-time highs. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. We got MNQ, MES, both looking the same, of course. The micro crude oil is probably something that I'm watching, as well as even Nvidia and AMD are probably my top watch for stocks, at least. I already posted my ideas in the tabs of my Discord, as well as now I'm just gonna wait for market to open up. So let's see how much money can be made today. Also live on TikTok. I used to get hella views on TikTok on my old account, getting like hundreds, but now I get one viewer. Kind of regret not taking advantage. Probably even gonna end the stream on TikTok, to be honest. Ended the stream on TikTok. Silly, I only had 5 viewers in there on TikTok. And I was live for like, let me see how long I was live on TikTok right now. I was live for 8 minutes. That's not that long, but don't get me wrong. When I used to go live on TikTok back then on my other account, which I have both accounts still, but when I used to go live on my main account, bro, I was getting like hundreds of TikTok lives or viewers just holding there too. But now I get one at most. So let's see what goes on today. Let me also pop up my options charts too. I see somebody's in the live. It's been a while, so I hope you guys have an awesome. I hope you guys had an awesome ass 2 days, killing it. Computer might lag just a little bit. Trying to set all this up. So I'm liking this potential breakout on MCL. Just gotta wait. All right, like I was saying, literally I went live on TikTok, man. Bro, I only got 5 viewers that whole time. I miss when I used to get hundreds. Anyways. Market is opening up in 9 minutes. If MCL micro crude oil breaks above this area for a breakout, I'm going to capture the retest. That's all I'm waiting for. I mean, we do got, I don't know, SPY looks pretty interesting. MES, whatever you want to call it. SP, S&P. You got to be very careful today if you plan on trading anything, only because you don't want to get caught trying to catch a specific direction. And in this case, I already posted my analysis in the Discord as far as what I potentially believe could happen. And you can see, I mean, of course, we're just creating higher lows. Then we get a big breakout or a big push to the upside here. A little bit of whatever they call this, a little bit of a downside bearish action to the downside. Big sell-off candle. And here we are kind of just pulling back up. So we got to just be cautious, watch price action, see what goes on today. I do already have some levels posted out on my trade ideas tab for NVIDIA and AMD. But SPY itself, I'm just going to be very cautious, guys. The only one that honestly looks interesting, like I mentioned earlier, is MCL, crude oil. Decent breakout here, or even a rejection. If it rejects, you got to just watch price action. But in this case, I'm going to watch the higher time frames. I enjoy it. I've been trading 4-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame, and it's been working for me super well. I've been enjoying it. So that being said, we'll just see what happens, guys. See, we got 1 or 2 viewers in here, so I appreciate you guys joining on in. I hope you guys have an awesome ass day, guys. We'll get some tunes up in here to make it less boring. Let's see what type of tune we need. We need some money making music. That's what we need. We need some money making music. Hold on. Hopefully you can't hear it too loud. But yeah, earlier I took a gold long right here. I'll show you my gold long if you're still in here. I'll show you my entry with the entry on. So you can see this was my gold long here from last night. Ended up putting my stop loss a little bit too tight. I expected it to just keep rocking, which it did, but as I entered here on the break back above, which I'll show you the reason. I'll show you the reason why I even entered this in the first place. It's a very simple bounce. But entered here, you can see my entry. It pulls up and stops me at $51 because I set my stop loss a little bit too close around here. That thing ended up running. But with that being said, let me show you exactly my entry, man. So you can see the reason why I entered is very simply, break above, pull back to the downside, and entering on the bounce here. That's it. That's how simple my trading is. Now, it did end up pumping up pretty nicely, and we're gonna see what it does, but that's how I trade. I'm very simple break and retest type trader. I like breakouts. I like capturing the retest here and getting the bounce. That's my type of trading style. It's very simple. Like for an example, one last time, I know I'm kind of yapping, but you know, market's not open anyways. If S&P 500s or this just in general, if this market or if this candles come all the way down to this general area, there's 2 things you can do. There's 2 trade ideas you can set up here. You can either go long here at this bottom of this bounce of support, because every time we hit this general area, it typically bounces. So that's one thing to keep in mind. That's how I trade. But you need to identify where you're going to set your stop loss at. So if it bounces here and if it starts to go south on you and go actually back inside here and you start losing money, how much are you going to lose? That's how my brain thinks. How much am I going to lose on this trade? But if I don't take the bounce trade here and I actually instead wait for, let me get my drawing tools, man. I know it's kind of. So, one example. If I try to catch a bounce here, ideally, you need to set a stop loss. Stop loss can't be something like this. See, this is where I see traders fail at. They have a major fat stop loss, or they might even think they should set a stop loss like this. But to be very honest, this is not even a profitable stop loss risk reward system, because if you lose this much and it only gain this much, bro, that's like a 1-to-1. But with that being said, I just wanted you to people to understand that when I do trade, I have only $50 stop loss, $100 price target, or if I can, to adjust for some more, of course. But with that being said, if market bounces on this general area, I'll capture the bounce. But if I don't like that trade idea plan, or honestly, if I would rather go short, which I do like breakouts, break and retest, I'd rather take a short play. Wait for market to get back below the general area, wait for it to break down, watch for a pullback, retest entry, and boom, that's my type of trading style. And you can see that's what I did here for MGC. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, Virginia.
For real, like, bro, like, yeah. Hopefully, today's a new day. Today is a even TJR said he's like Trump and Powell talking, no trades today.
Yeah, even somebody else in the Discord mentioned that a famous influencer mentioned how dangerous today could be, because that's what I kind of see too. I guess Trump and Powell are speaking today, but honestly, you just got to be very careful. One thing that I know I kind of yap a lot, but if anybody takes anything out of these live sessions, it's the fact that you really do need to be patient, and you cannot trade every single trade setup that you see. Just because I see a potential trade setup on a specific stock or even a micro or a mini, whatever the case is, you don't want to trade every single trade setup that you see. Honestly, you want to stick specifically to one trade setup, stick to that style, because if you notice that it's actually working for you very well, then, I mean, you don't need to change it up really. You don't need to trade different ways. You don't need to, like, for an example, the only two trades I take is trendline trading and break and retest of previous highs or lows. Like, that's it. I don't care about trading fair value gaps or trying to capture some weird open range breakouts or EMA retest. You know what I'm saying? Like VWAP breakouts. Like, nah, I don't do none of that. I used to. There's no point though. Just stick to what works for you. Why is this all gray? Oh, there it goes. Lamborghini high. And we can, when the market opens, which we'll watch it right now. I'm not sure who's watching with me. I'm not gonna take any 15-minute trades, but we'll watch right now. We're gonna see how the market moves together, and I'm gonna show you why I am very patient as far as when it comes to, I don't see nothing right now. So I'm gonna be very patient, but I do want to watch for just to show people watching how many different trade setups you can take, how many different trade ideas you can take. I don't have a practice account on here for me to practice some trades, but I'll show you guys what I mean on certain stuff. There's already a potential quick little trade idea plan that anybody could take, and it's very simply just, a breakout of this this chop right here. Honestly, it's not my type of trading style, but it's a trade idea. It's there. It's not my trading style again. I'm just showing you guys the type of quick trades you can take in and out of the market, and you don't need to trade all of them though. They're just quick. They're just in and outs you can make. Not my trading style again, but there's plenty. There's plenty. Because I always see people say, "Man, I missed my trade setup," or it's done, or I missed it. So like, they act like there's no other trade setups in the market, but there's always trade setups in the market. You just don't need to trade every single one, because not every single time they're gonna hit. So this is on MES. Let's check MNQ. I also have the stocks all pulled up right here on my right, so I'm seeing the whole market momentum now. Which right off the gate, I mean, AMD's pumping, Microsoft's pumping. It's just Nvidia and a couple other aren't, like Amazon. So let's see what it does here. And I do enjoy watching the higher time frames, such as the 4-hour, to give me a better idea of where we're actually at in the market. So you can see on the 4-hour time frame, the reason why I mentioned you got to be very careful today is because I posted earlier in my Discord, but you can see price action is kind of going just a higher. It's creating higher lows. So don't get me wrong, we're in an uptrend, creating higher lows. Bullish candle, sell off, climb to higher, sell off a little bit, climb really high, super high, and then big sell off. And then here we are kind of just climbing. So we got to be very cautious. We don't know what's going to happen. Is it going to climb up just a little bit for a fat rejection, or is it going to climb all the way to the all-time highs, which will be a very slow, boring climb? And since I know that's about to be a market boring, or since market is going to be boring for a quick moment, I do know that. Really quickly, we'll watch the 15-minute time frame, maybe even the 5, and just show for some quick trade ideas. I'm telling you guys about, like, there's so many trade ideas that you could take. You could take whether it breaks below this, above this, simply just a breakout and a retest. I'm not somebody that chases the breakouts, but I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you what I mean. Whether this breaks out to the downside, I'll capture a retest, pullback. Of course, you got to be very careful around this general area for that bounce, but either way, breakout above, capture a pullback, retest around the general area for some longs. Like, that's how simple I keep trading, guys. Now, of course, if it goes to stop loss, you got to have a specific stop in mind. Me, I always lose 50. Get out my face. Yo, who is in here too, by the way? I'm just so curious, man. I was live on TikTok earlier, but that shit was not working. All right, here comes the breakdown. But again, like, this is what I'm talking about. Be patient. Don't get too hyped. Don't be like, oh, he's breaking out. Oh, let me enter in short now. No, like, that's how you lose money. Don't get me wrong. It could pay. It might drop super hard, but you gotta be wait for confirmation. You gotta wait for an actual candle confirmation. Which we got 1 more minute for this 5 minutes to close. About the freeway. While MES is doing that, and it has about 30 seconds for it to actually close. Let's see what MNQ is doing, which MNQ has a big sell-off. Also breaking down below this level. Might hold. We got 30 seconds. MCL's kind of rejecting a little bit of this area. This is what I was talking about, how, you know, again, there's multiple trade ideas you can take. You can either take the rejection or you can wait for a breakout above. I'm kind of waiting for a breakout above, but so far you can see push to it, rejects. Push to it, rejects, another rejection. So we're going to see what that one does. As well as let me watch some MES. So look at that. Look at that. That's what I was talking about earlier. Now I know I can yap a lot, but I do yap because I do just try to show how my brain thinks. Long wick to downside. Buyers did step in there. Candle didn't get the official close below the most previous low, so you just gotta be very careful. And again, it's not my trading style, but I'm just showing you guys how many different trade setups you can take. Now, this is the SP 500s here. I actually have SPY popped up too. We sipping juice for life. Ain't a major hater. Waiting, waiting, waiting. But for the good kind. Oh, I just tooted again. Goddamn. Oh, I don't think anybody's in this chat with me. I think it's just me talking to myself. I just realized that. I believe so. I just joined my own live stream. It says just me. Thought I had somebody in here. It's all good though. We're starting live every day. We're gonna start live every day. It's gonna be fun. So there goes the drop. Got 3 more minutes for this candle to close. Let's see what it does. Now again, it's not my trading style. I'm just pointing this out and showing you guys different trade ideas, different trade setups you can take. I still wouldn't have taken that just yet because I am a break and retest trader. This is considered the breakout, but it still has 2 more minutes. And then all you need is a pullback entry to the general area, enter in. Boom. That's it. And we're gonna watch for that. We're gonna play it out as if we did take it. We're just gonna wait patiently. I'm not in it yet, mentally. You can see on the 4-hour time frame, kind of dragging down here too as well. A little bit of a decent pullback. Somebody did say in the Discord too, potentially it looks like a head and shoulders. You never know. Kind of forming left head, head way up here, and then right head. So you just never know. We got to be very careful again, cautious, wait patiently, and let's just see let's see what's going on here. That's a pretty big sell-off. VIX just sold off pretty hard. Oh, I wish you guys could see my screen. Maybe I can pop it to the other chart. But damn, Microsoft just fell off a cliff from, wow. Where'd my music go? All right, so the candle's about to close here. This is the part where I'm talking about you could potentially take the trade idea plan. Let's just zoom out a little bit, see what's going on here. I got 30 seconds to close. The only scary issue is this here. You know, boom, bounces, but we'll see what happens here. 10 seconds for this candle to close. Big sell-off. It's considered a little breakout below. Let me see what it looks like on the spot here. Didn't even check. Oh, it didn't even get below pre-market low yet, but nice fat sell-off candle. Again, I would not enter in shorts just at the very bottom. You gotta wait for a pullback. I'm a pullback retest entry trader. If I entered here, reason why I don't like entering in on breakouts, because if you entered here and it does pull back, you're gonna be down and you're gonna be crying. That's not my type of trade style. Let me see what music we're listening to. Working on the weekends like usual. All right. Again, I'm not taking this trade. I'm just showing you guys ideally how it would work if you were to take some simple, just, you know, I'm trying to tell people in my Discord, guys, just pull the freaking trigger, man. Like, there's no reason to be scared of trading. As long as you take 1,000 entries, man. So you can target the most previous lows like that. Ideally, put a decent stop loss, not too much. You can't have it to be set to a 1-to-1, which, you know, that's not a 1-to-1, but you cannot have it set to a 1-to-1. You cannot lose 50 to only gain 50. You cannot lose 20 to only gain 20. It has to be a specific amount. Now, again, I'm not in it. I'm just showing you guys. If I were to take this, I would need it to pull all the way back to the general area again, enter in right here, and then break a retest trade. I'm not in it. Maybe I should probably put it over here, so that people know. If people are just joining, I don't know, but either way, pull back here, enter in there. That's my trading style. And also, just in general, like I keep mentioning, just in general, like these kind of intraday setups are also not my trades. I enjoy watching for 4-hour breakouts. More specifically, something like what's about to happen on MCL here soon. If MCL breaks above this most previous highs, I'm entering in on the breakout, on the retest. For sure. Somebody tell me what's really going on. What is you watching, my homie who is in here with me as well? What are you eyeing? Are you a future trader, crypto trader, stock trader? Which one are you watching today, my brother? I see a couple trade ideas in the stock market, but I don't think Nvidia is doing it today. My computer is lagging super hard. But ideally, Nvidia is here at a nice, decent pullback here. All right, this is what I'm talking about. We're coming here closely. Now, again, had you entered in way down here, look at what that pullback. So, I know I yap a lot, but it's because I'm just trying to help people out when it comes to identifying risk entries, as well as even just in general, just the trading mindset. Because I do understand you get a big breakdown here. It looks nice. You want to capture it. Then it pulls back, guys, and you get hurt. You don't want to enter there. You want to wait for it to pull back to that area, and then you stop the entry, guys. That's the ideal entry. That's the ideal trade. Reason being is because, again, if it pulls back here to the general area, you enter in. That's like a decent, like, come on, bro. Just think about it. If market pulls back here to the general area where the whole reason, which is the breakout here, and you enter in on the breakout area, bro, your entry will be so golden. Let's say you do enter in at the very perfect golden tippity top white line. Bro, you'd be so good at entry that worst case scenario, if it just breaks back above, you just cut it. If it continuously holds below this general area of support or resistance now, then, bro, you just got to hold it. Do your absolute best to hold the price target and eating. Now, if you entered in the very bottom here, let's say you did enter in on the breakout, all of this action here would make you feel very like unsure, unconfident. You'd be negative profits. It'd be annoying. But if you enter in at a decent pullback, you'd be in profits. You wouldn't even be worried. You wouldn't even be tripping. At the exact moment, you'd be like, there's nothing, happy, whatever. So entries are super important. Making sure you stick to your trade strategy, which for me, it's a break and retest. It's super important. And just following it. That's it. Now, again, we didn't even enter this one. It did pull back just a little bit, but that shit happened so fast. And we're not going to enter this one. I'm just showing you guys for a quick intraday trade setups how easy it is to spot trade setups. All you need to do is just enter. Like, that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the way you enter, or the way you can help yourself become confident in trades, is just taking trades. Literally just slapping trades. Just take them. And when I say just take them, I also mean, identify how much you're willing to lose. Understand that if the trade goes south on you, how much are you gonna lose? A lot of traders don't think about that. I think about that all the time. That's all I think about when I take a trade. I'm like, all right, if this shit loses, how much will I lose? Because one thing is, and I'll stop from here, is if I lose 3 times, I know exactly how much I'll be down today if I lose 3 times in a row. Most traders, if they lose 3 times, they can't even calculate how much their portfolio will be down because they're taking $100 losses, $80 loss, $50 loss. So then, but 3 $50 losses is nothing. Fly like papers, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. See, same thing with MNQ. Let's just talk real quick about MNQ. Let's honestly take away that bottom chart to make it look a little bit more cleaner. But MNQ looks a little bit scary. I'm not saying you should take shorts here, but again, it's a very simple trade idea, same setup. All you got to do, identify how much you're willing to lose. Of course, find your price target, which for me, it's like at least a 1 to 2, at least. If this is your trade style, which is a breakout and a pullback retest, guys, this is candle broke out. This is theoretically the retest, pullback entries. Breakdown candle here, long way to the upside pulling back, long way to the upside pulling back. Those were plenty entry points. Then you just hold your absolute best for price target. Of course, it's easier said than done, but I trade like this every single time. We can even go back on my orders and see some, but that's how I trade. Very simply, just capture the retest, pull back entries, try not to capture breakouts. Let me delete that though, because we're not even in that trade. Market is about to be boring though, probably. So far, SPY sold off, pullback, rejection type sell-off candle, indicating that sellers are stepping in. And then here we are kind of just selling off a little bit. That's how I read candles. What is crude oil doing? So again, look at, so reading candles again. So I know I yap a lot, but guys, whoever understands what I'm about to put down will understand what I'm saying here. So let me delete my orders to show you guys something. So again, this is the 4-hour time frame. All I trade is 4-hour right now at the moment, because I do enjoy capturing pullback entry, pullback, dips or even rejections. But one trade idea plan I'm watching out is for this breakout of this most previous highs. But let's go peek at what it's doing on a lower time frame. Because the most previous time it rejected, look at this. Let's look at the last time it rejected. Here. Last time it rejected, price came all the way very bullish, very strongly to this general area. You can see very strong candles. Immediately sell off as soon as it tapped. Just sell off. Doesn't even come back to test that general area again until today, which is, let's go to it here. Look at the price action. Bulls immediately step to it, rejects it. Guys, people need to not get hyped and take long right here. They got to wait for a breakout. In this case, rejects, bounces back to it, rejects again. So you got to be very cautious. Now, ideally, you can just risk it for the biscuit and say, you know what? I'm going to enter in shorts next time it taps around this general area again. I'm going to set a stop loss. If it breaks back above, I'll just cut it. If it doesn't break back above, I'll target the most previous support. That's how simple trading is. Now, if you're going to higher time frame, that actually doesn't look bad. Let's go on like 30 minutes. It looks reasonable. Now, I'm not saying I should take this or I would take this, but that's a reasonable, ideal trade. This is a trade idea you can take. It rejected last time at this previous area, so you can theoretically try it again. If it doesn't work, how much are you willing to lose? Just put a stop loss above the most previous highs. If it breaks back above, that's a breakout, then you just cut it. But I enjoy breakout trading, so I'm going to actually wait for a breakout and a retest. So, wow, that thing dropped super hard. So there goes MES. MES dropped super hard. Let's delete this and let's look for another trade idea. Let's look for another trade idea. Something totally, completely different from what we just pointed out. Let's talk about that more. Let's talk about that one, how we said you can capture the potential bounce, or it wasn't even on gold, or it was on gold. It wasn't on S&P, but let's talk about this one. So again, another trade idea, very simply, could be a potential bounce of this area here. All you would have to do is watch for price action to get to this general area. You can either slap it as soon as it enters this general area, or wait for market to see what it's going to do. Is it going to create consolidation? Is it going to create a hammer candle here? Is it going to create a bullish engulfing before it breaks back above? Or is it going to immediately just sell below and keep selling below, which means you have to cut it. You just got to cut it. So plenty trade ideas always in the market. And that's how I trade. I just slap them. I just boop, enter. Wow, made money. Oop, hit stop. It's like flipping a coin for me. I gotta go take a shit soon though. I ain't gonna cap. It's kicking me. So MES just dropped below and it's about to tap the support, which is what I'm talking about, how you can just risk it for the biscuit. Take it just because. Not here, but as when it gets to here. I want this MCL though. But we're probably gonna end it soon, so I really gotta go to the bathroom. But I'll probably just live trade it or just record the trade. Been a while since I've done all these things. So I'm over here swapping all these tabs. I got so much different markets I'm looking at. Dang, I really got to use the restroom. MCL is going here, though. We're going to watch it. We're going to watch it together. It's about to break out on the 1 hour. It got 5 more minutes for this 1 hour candle to close. 5 more minutes for this 1 hour to close. If it breaks above, if this candle breaks above, I ain't even going to lie. Capturing that retest pullback entry. That's it. If it doesn't, if the hourly in the next 5 minutes doesn't break above, then I'm just not going to trade anything. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to wait still patiently. We got to wait for breakout candles, guys. You pretty much cannot force a move. Like, just because it looks like it's going to go up doesn't mean it's going to go up. You know what I'm saying? Just because it looks like it's finna pop, don't mean it's finna pop. You got to wait for confirmation.